Hello, everybody. This is the Papa Russ Show on the Total Trash Network. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Hi, Russell.
It's about time y'all showed up. We had this problem the last time. Hello, 45-second delay.
Actually, none, but who's counting?
Well, I needed to adjust my reaction time, okay?
Apparently, you are the one counting there, Radio Shack.
Hey, they are no longer in business. Shut up.
At least we don't. Hey, at least we don't have to pay royalties, huh?
There you go. Maybe we can start buying their stock and selling them during this pandemic. FOMO, fear of missing out, you know.
Yeah.
So, today we're going to just take off running. So, well, we're not going to run. We're sitting on our tufts. But anyway.
I don't think I could run even if I wanted to.
Well, guys. Sydney, when was the last time you made a run?
Yeah, right. This tub of lard don't run.
Oh, my Lord. Okay. He's going to have to edit some pauses here, but that's okay. That's what we pay him no money for.
Yeah, really. So, Rusty, you had a bill you wanted to talk about.
That's my job to bring it up. But thank you for helping me, buddy. I'm so proud of you. At least you came prepared.
And at least you're contributing.
Make sure we don't go on any ADD rabbit trails today.
True. All right. The bill he's talking about that I wanted to bring up was H.R. 51. And in fear of not wanting to pick up any other noises and edit nightmares, H.R. 51 is something that has been introduced to the House and Senate numerous times over the last 30 years. It's about Washington, D.C. becoming a state. Mm-hmm. So, Sydney, I'm going to start off with you. Have you had time to look into H.R. 51 at all?
Like I said, I've glanced into it a little bit. And this is something that we talked about a little bit off the show as well. There's just really no advantage for the U.S. to make Washington, D.C. the 51st state. Now, Robert, you mentioned something about the majority of that population being Democratic.
From what I read, well over 90% of the population votes Democrat in D.C. D.C. is home to 700,000 people. Mm-hmm. I can't remember. But definitely
it's somewhere in that range.
Yeah, somewhere. But of that voter base, it's 93 to 97% vote Democrat. Mm-hmm. So by passing H.R. 51, it would make Washington, D.C. the Washington Douglas Commonwealth. That's the new name of the state.
Wow.
Hold on. Did you just say Washington Douglas Commonwealth?
Yes. That would be the name of the 51st state. That's what they're proposing.
Oh, please give me a break. Mm-hmm. Not a tax break either.
I could use a couple of those.
Well, that's true.
But it would make Washington, D.C. the Washington Douglas Commonwealth, and to some degree, which would give D.C. 3 representative seats. And with the majority of people in Washington, D.C., it would be a guaranteed Democrat would always hold those seats. Always.
Mm-hmm. And to answer your question on the population, it's 692,683.
I was close.
Yes, you were.
The first time.
It's amazing that you were able to use your phone to find that information.
Google! There goes the royalties.
Since you repel technology so well.
But yeah, that's the big reason why they're doing it, is because they feel like DC citizens don't have proper representation, nor can there certain situations they can't vote in. Mm-hmm. I know that DC residents can't vote for certain offices in the federal level. Mm-hmm. So they're using that as kind of like a make it seem nice.
So why would this be important?
It gives the Democratic population larger representation and would certainly make it easier for them to further destroy our democracy and turn it into
Aren't we already there?
a socialist.
Sorry.
Well,
Yeah,
the
well,
other
we're
thing
getting
is
there.
too is Democrats are always against the filibuster. It takes more people. It takes more than a majority to stop a filibuster. You can't just do it with a simple majority vote. It's more than a majority. So this would give them more seats. So in a split 50-50 situation, it would give them more seats where they might be able to swing and stop any filibuster when they are, treading the line of being able to get something accomplished and be able to force something through.
Exactly.
And that answers the why right there.
It's a
what
political.
you just said just answers the
Yeah,
why.
it's a political ploy.
Hasn't that been what the Democrats have been after for generations now?
Well,
I mean, honestly.
you
Most
what?
of our problems in history have stemmed from them. So next question.
How do we save America? Vote anything but Democrat. Okay, I'm going to shut up now.
Can I vote for the giant meteor fall next time?
Sure, why not? It'd be better than what we got.
Man, that's true.
I'm just going to vote for the Total Trash Network. What are the disadvantages for DC becoming a state?
So, keep it simple. A lot of people have some misconception about how our government runs.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people think that the federal government has more power, when in reality it's not supposed to be that way.
Nope.
Officially, we are a Federalist Confederate Republic. That's the official term. So the lower you get and the more local you get, the more power your government has. The federal government is the weakest branch. And that's where I get into where it becomes a problem. The whole point of Washington, D.C. being the way it is now is that everything is under the jurisdiction of the federal government, and they don't have to speak to nobody. They don't have to rely on anyone for their, for what they need. All utilities, all first responders, everything is controlled by the federal government within D.C. Whereas in a normal situation, the state is responsible for all that. And with D.C. granting its own statehood and the federal authority being dictated to just federal buildings and property, the federal government would be reliant on the state. And that can pose not only a safety issue, that can pose a lot of issues. Because let's say we have something again, like a riot again. Maybe just hypothetically, another Republican president under the who might have done something that people don't like, and with the majority of DC being Democrats. What if, and theoretically, that there was a riot again, and people start attacking federal buildings and trying to force their way through, but this time it would be Democrats revolting against Republicans. If the state wanted to, they could legally withhold first responders from that incident. States are in control even when it comes to the federal government. So what could happen is the state could say, I just don't want you to have help, figure it out on your own, as a way of being vindictive. And they would be allowed to, because it would be in their authority. And that's where the risk comes. I just want to throw in a quick note here in regards to the hypothetical scenario I was creating. There has been a time historically where states have used their power to undermine the federal government. The Pennsylvania Mutiny of 1783 was where a group of 400 anti-government soldiers took the governing body hostage and demanded compensation for their involvement in the revolution. The long story short of it is that anti-government soldiers were upset that they did not receive reparations for their involvement in the revolution, and 400 of them gathered at what we now know as Independence Hall in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, where the capital was at that time, and barricaded the exits so that the governing body couldn't leave. And despite Congress pleading with the Pennsylvania Executive Council, including the president at the time of that council, John Dickinson, they refused to do anything about it, leaving the federal government body to fend for itself. And this is really why we have Washington, D.C. in its current form, since it allows the federal government to be the sole provider for both its protection and its own upkeep. And that leads into one other issue, too, is that the area was loaned by Maryland and Virginia for that sole purpose, to set up DC to be its own self-sufficient system. So if DC decides to go against that and is no longer abiding by what Virginia and Maryland agreed on to give that land up, I see it being a thing where technically they could demand that land back. So y'all, will they do it? Probably not, because it would be a whole lot of legally redistricting, stuff like that, but it could be done. So that poses another issue.
That's more red tape. More votes.
Yep.
To push through the House and Senate.
And that's what this really boils down to.
Well, that would be something that would... yeah. Congratulations, Washington Douglas Commonwealth. Oh. Anyway.
Really?
So, is there anything else that we want to add to that subject?
No, I think we're good now. I've said my piece.
Sydney, did you have anything else you wanted to add to that?
Not that would be appropriate for the show.
This has been brought to you by Airhead Candy. I only wish they were a sponsor.
Because we got a couple of Airheads right here.
Well,
just one.
Yes, hallelujah, amen.
Oh, hallelujah.
I'm glad you admit it.
I ain't looking at you. I ain't talking about me either.
Okay, so next subject.
Yeah. We want to introduce somebody trying to steal a car. And what did we call that, Robert?
Grand Theft Auto. Wait, I forgot what you said.
Grand Theft Auto was it.
No, but you added something. Sydney City or something? I don't know.
Something like that.
GTA Wet Edition.
Yeah. So
we were getting ready to come here.
And
Sydney jumped in my car.
to take off driving it.
I did not jump in. I opened the door. I wasn't paying attention.
Doesn't matter if you were jumping or getting in. It's still the fact that you was GTA.
Come on. We have to have some creative liberties.
No. Nope.
Why, you're going to infringe upon our creative rights?
You gonna pay me? Okay then.
We're splitting this equally, 33% apiece.
And 33% of zero is still zero.
There you have it. And that math edition has been brought to you by, I don't know, because there's nobody to bring it to you.
You really need to stop doing that. So we have to keep doing disclaimers that we're not sponsored by anybody.
Well, we're not.
Then stop saying brought to you by.
Well, then go sell me a sponsor so I can talk about them.
Oh my god.
This is not a video game either.
Why do I have to be the only one to do... Anyway. Moving on.
It was a joke. Stop stressing yourself there, guy.
I got your stress.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Well, anything interesting other than that happened this week? I guess not.
Oh yeah, this one I didn't talk about. But I kind of had to patch my tire again.
Rockstar strikes again.
Rock and Roll Express.
No, it was a sliver of metal.
What? Same tire?
Same tire. And this one caused multiple holes.
Oh my god.
So now I'm like sitting at 3 patches in that same tire.
It's $17 a piece?
No, not piece per time I go there. So it was 2 $17 bills, but
He's gone from being a rock star to heavy metal.
Well, at least he's keeping it the same genre.
It's an honest progression, really.
So where did this happen at?
You know what? I don't know. I don't know where I picked up that sliver of metal from. A little tiny piece like that. You can't see, but it's tiny.
Wow.
I don't have a picture of this one this time.
Okay. Well, interesting. It's interesting.
As we hear interesting construction noises in the background.
Well, they are doing some sort of drain line work on the road I live on, so there you have it.
Mm-hmm.
I just wish they'd get it done, repave the entire road in the area. And
You do realize it took them like a month to fix that metal plate that's sitting on, I forget that road, but where all the,
that road, yeah, okay.
you know where 7-Eleven is, right?
Yeah.
Here in,
The intersection of Statler and North Coulter.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. You know where that metal plate was
Mhm.
going through? Yeah, it
Yeah.
took them a month to fix that.
Yeah,
so,
right
I mean,
before you turn on to North Augusta.
yeah.
Yes. That's the spot.
No kidding.
Look, not everybody knows all the names of the roads,
You work for VDOT. You know this stuff.
but I can tell you that two of us at this table don't keep up with the names of streets and roads, and I'm one of them.
There's a lot of things you can't keep up with.
Look, we got a time limit on the show here today, and I don't know what we're at, but maybe
Well
we
above that time limit.
Of course we are.
Anyway, this show has been brought to you by
Oh, God.
Let's
the
get out
Total
of here.
Trash Network. So,
I thought you were going to do some random plugging for sponsorship there. Thank goodness.
yeah, our own network.
That one makes sense. We can do that. We can pull that sponsorship.
Well, until next time.
See you later.
So long, everybody.